Three, two, one. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 12 of the Squared Circle. With me tonight, first we'll name off there, Eric.
Hey guys, it's Eric at the Personality on Twitter.
And everyone's favorite punching bag, John.
Hi guys, I'm a tool. At JJ_SK28.
All right, so quick podcast again tonight. Obviously, we're 1 week out from the pay-per-view. First, we'll talk about, I'll throw it to John on this one, Daniel Bryan's title future. Opinions, what you think's going to happen. Let me hear it, John.
Well, I would like him to keep it. And I was reading on Twitter today that apparently, in real life, it's not that big of a deal. The 6 to 8 weeks he's going to be out was grossly over-exaggerated. But they gave him the ultimatum that his Bella wife is going to be fired if he doesn't give up the titles on Sunday. So what I could see him doing is giving up the titles, maybe taking a couple of months off, whatever like that, come back at SummerSlam, and then at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, instead of it being for the briefcase, the Money in the Bank briefcase, they get those 6 guys and they go for the title instead. But, I mean, like I said, you never know. You know, he looked fine. He looked fine on Monday. I don't know.
Eric, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't think he's as bad as they thought he was, but I think that's the whole idea. The ultimatum is maybe he might be okay for the pay-per-view. Who knows what's going to be going on with Kane. And but yeah, I've heard the same thing that John said about possibly the whole Money in the Bank idea, and then also still the whole idea of the Buried Alive match with Kane is still rumored around. But I don't know. I don't think they're going to take the title away from him.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with that. I think that, like I said from the beginning, that the surgery was nothing. It was a minor, tiny little thing, and he will be wrestling for the title at Payback, because you cannot have a pay-per-view, without a title match. We don't have 2 separate titles now to have one fill in the vacancy. You have to have a title match. You have to have the main title match at a pay-per-view. It just has to be done. I think it's going to be something to do with the Bella twin. If he doesn't surrender, he gets fired. But maybe some stipulation comes up where now if he fights, he won't get fired. And then he's like, well, you know what? I could fight. Rips off a neck brace, and there's your Buried Alive match. And he buries Kane and whatever. But I mean, well, I guess we have 5 days till we find out and see how these writers screw it up again. But the next topic we'll talk about, which I don't really want to touch on too much, but this Monday on Raw, Brad Maddox got fired with an emphatic choke slam and tombstone. That's one shitty way to get fired, I must say. But Eric, I'm gonna ask you real quick. Who do you think is gonna replace him, and do you think that it's even needed to have like an active general manager guy like Maddox was?
Well, first I'm just going to answer with yeah, I don't think we need a general manager anymore. Yeah, back in the day, it would start off with Eric Bischoff and then going on to like Stone Cold, things like that. It was great, it added different characters to the mix. Even having Paul Heyman back on SmackDown was great. But nowadays, you don't need it, especially when the Authority is leading. If we had a general manager that went against Authority and actually had, a foot to stand on against the Authority, then they could have it. But no. Who I think that could replace him if they keep the idea of general manager, they could do the Bella twin there that's going to possibly get fired.
Brie. Talk about Brie there. But all right, John, what do you think?
Yeah, like Eric said, I don't think with the Authority storyline that a general manager is needed. And if they do, and they brought him back for a reason, and he's not really being used much now that WrestleMania is over, I could see Hulk Hogan being the GM. He's going to go against the Authority. Obviously, he's the ultimate babyface in the history of the business. And it makes sense. I mean, not from a fan's perspective, no. Oh, God, no. I think a good idea to keep Daniel Bryan on TV would make him the GM. He'd be on TV, wouldn't have to wrestle. But it's not needed, not anymore. I mean, how many times in the last X amount of months that he's been GM have you seen Brad Maddox on TV? Nothing. I don't see the point in it.
I agree that the point of it's terrible anymore, since like Eric made good mention, Stone Cold, Mick Foley even as a commish or whatever, which is still pretty much a general manager in Raw, just called a different title. I do think that with this whole Authority thing, it's not over yet. I'm going to go with Kane's going to be the next Raw general manager. He's part of the Authority. Stephanie's proven that she has control over him, and he does what she says. So I think it's going to be Kane, the next general manager, and I think there's going to be one. I don't think they're just going to get rid of it, because it's a role. And there's always those role players that need some TV time. People like Kane who, where's he go from here now? He can't just come out and choke slam one person once a week, and he's Kane. He's got to do more than that. So maybe him, or like John, good point with Daniel Bryan. Maybe when he's on the shelf for a few months, if he is really even hurt. But we'll move on for that one real quick because that doesn't really matter. Eric, you got something to say to it?
No, no.
Oh, I heard you. We'll go to the next thing real quick. John Cena and the Wyatts. Obviously, this is what, the third pay-per-view in a row, third or fourth with this going on, somewhere around there. Eric, what are we thinking about this? Is this going to end the Cena Wyatt feud? Is it finally going to put Wyatt's over? I mean, they're already pretty much over, but what's your opinion on it?
Yeah, but I don't know where it's going to end. I don't know if we're going to see it with John Cena taking the win over Wyatt or not, especially with if we're going to see different people push for the title, such as Wyatt or Cesaro later on for like Money in the Bank. I could see Cena losing and carry the character for Wyatt to be stronger, going into Money in the Bank. But then also there's a little bit of word of possible Cena feuding with somebody else over the summer, being Sheamus.
Yeah, okay. John, what do you think about it?
Yeah, Money in the Bank's right around the time that you start building the feuds that'll get you through the end of the summer, and I think this will end it. I think that they've carried it through the springtime, through WrestleMania. It's the rubber match. Money in the Banks where you set up these feuds that'll lead you to the big summer pay-per-view, which is SummerSlam, and then that'll carry over. So, and I heard the same thing that Sheamus is going to turn heel, possibly once Dave Bautista may leave, he joins Evolution. So I've been hearing the same thing. I hope it ends, really. I mean, it's been a good feud, but it's kind of tapering off now. You've had the same matches for 700 weeks now.
I think it's ending too, but I think it's in a totally different direction. We've seen the crowd get behind Bray Wyatt and boo John Cena, and we've seen the Cena Nation kind of starting to crumble a little bit. I say Bray Wyatt not only just takes the win, John Cena becomes part of the Wyatt family somehow or another. Finally turns heel. He's got to have a heel turn eventually here. You could shake your head. No, I just feel like his career is going to die right down to nothing if they don't try something different with him. I know he's the ultimate good guy, but Hulk Hogan was the ultimate good guy. He once had a heel turn that was amazing turnaround for his career. So I think that's what's going to happen. I don't know if I hope that's what's going to happen more than anything because he needs to do something different with his character. I think that ends the Wyatt feud with him because he's obviously, I don't know if he necessarily joins him, but he turns heel somehow. The rage in Cena comes out again, and he becomes, this anti, good guy now. But anyways, we'll go on to the next thing. John, this is one you want to talk about. WWE is Batista said on WWE.com a couple weeks ago that after Payback, he was probably leaving. What do you think his future is? Do you think he's going to stick around, sign a little more, movies? I mean, obviously we know he's got the one movie coming up, Guardian of the Galaxy, but what do you think his future is?
Well, I know before Royal Rumble, he signed a 2-year contract, and, I mean, there's a lot of money involved there, even though he's not getting the money that he wants. I think they write him off. I think he's one of the first. He's either the first person eliminated in this Evolution Shield match on Sunday, or he's the last one. He just gets totally decimated, and he gets written off TV. He's got to promote it. He's got to promote this movie. He's one of the main characters in it. But I think he comes back. I don't think he comes back for SummerSlam. I think maybe Night of Champions, a little bit further down, somewhere in the fall, because he's got to do a lot of promotion for this movie. This movie's going to do great. It's a Marvel comic book movie. That's just box office smash gold right there. So they're going to promote it to the moon and back. And he's not. Nobody cares about him in WWE anymore. It's not like anybody's going to miss him. So I don't know. I think he just needs to open up a gas station somewhere. He's got that bald spot, beard thing. He looks great for a gas station attendee. Just not on wrestling. It's over for him.
All right, Eric, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with John. Especially with the way they're going to take him out, possibly write him off. Gets really brutally injured at the pay-per-view. I can see him coming back after the promoting Guardians of the Galaxy over the summer on feuding with Randy Orton. I mean, that's about it. Or in the Authority blaming them for his injury. But I think But yeah, other than working at a gas station, I think he'd probably work well at a Radio Shack.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
another thing too, Cody. Sorry to interrupt. The other thing I was thinking is that maybe Evolution wins. He's the last one standing, and then on Monday he comes out and says, because they have this whole big bright lights, limousines, suit and tie wearing thing. He just straight up says, "Hey, I'm in this movie. I'm gonna go promote it. Bye. I'm a big deal. See ya."
Well, then there's that. Honestly, with me, I hope he's the first one eliminated Sunday, and we don't see him or Skinny Jeans ever again. That's what I'm hoping. That's all I want. I don't expect anything more than that. That's what I want. He's gone. He gets eliminated. You don't see him again. Oh, I just can't stand the guy. He's just a terrible, terrible addition to WWE. He should never came back.
I'll miss seeing Bautista every week though.
We can still chant Bautista. We don't have to see his stupid, ugly mug with his stupid skinny jeans and his stupid tight shirts that don't even fit John.
And his nice flowery tattoos.
Yeah. All right. So the next thing tonight is going to be, it's a week before pay-per-view, so we're going to do predictions. I don't even know where to start because the card's terrible. Pre-show, Eric, El Torito and Hornswoggle. The only good match of the night.
Yeah, mask versus hair. Obviously, it's hair. I don't think anybody's ever lost their mask. I mean, maybe it's a first for that, but yeah, Hornswoggle's going to be bald.
Rey Mysterio lost it in WCW, I think. Pretty sure. Like, when his first few months there.
Yeah, WCW. I was thinking WWE.
Oh, it's your special.
Well, hold on. Rey Mysterio also lost his mask in an Intercontinental title match with Chris Jericho, too. They never showed his face, and it wasn't a masked match.
Yeah, it wasn't a masked hair match. That's what I'm going back with.
John, what do you think about Hornswoggle, El Torito?
Well, judging from their match...
If El Torito can fight because he had his tail ripped off. I don't know if you guys saw that. He might be on the injured reserve list. Who knows?
Botch. Anybody? But, you know what? Judging from their match at Extreme Rules, this steals the show. People are still talking about that match because it was so awesome. But, man, it's just a straight-up wrestling match. It's going to be humorous, and kids are going to love it, but who cares who wins?
Yeah, El Torito. Anyway, so the next one, I don't even know what all the cards are. Let's do go ahead, John.
I will say this. On paper, these are probably bad matches, but... I mean, look at the players involved. It has potential to be a pretty good pay-per-view.
So getting right into what John just said. So Eric, I'll ask you: Paige versus Alicia Fox for crazy versus hot.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. They don't know what to do. So Paige is just going to take it. That's all that matters.
John?
I think this is actually a pretty good match. Obviously, Paige wins. They're just biding their time until AJ comes back so she could have a good feud. Paige
wins. Next one, no-hold-bar elimination match. We'll go with the Shield versus Evolution. We're going off track here a little bit, but here it is. It is what it is. Evolution or Shield, John?
Shield. Obviously, Roman Reigns, last one standing.
Eric?
Yep, same thing. Believe in the Shield.
For once in our life, I agree with with both of you. It's not three tonight. Well, it's kind of three. Anyways, for the United States Championship, Sheamus versus Cesaro. John?
Cesaro.
Eric?
I'm thinking Cesaro as well, just if they're going to do the Cena Sheamus thing, if they have in mind.
I'm going to go with Sheamus, but as part of his heel turn is how he wins. Somehow. I don't really have an idea yet in my head how, but it's going to do something to do with his heel turn. RVD versus Bad News Barrett, Eric.
Barrett wins it. Has to. Keep this going.
John?
Again, I think it's going to be a great match. Barrett pulls it out with a typical heel move.
This is going to be, to me, the showstopper. This is going to be the show stealer. I mean, this one in the Evolution Shield match is going to be off the chains. It's Barrett and Vav Dam know how to work a match. It's going to be Barrett, though, unfortunately. RVD's too old to have any kind of title. So that wraps up the predictions of the night.
Oh, you forgot about John Cena and Bray Wyatt.
Oh, no, did I? Oh, yeah, John's. Well, we kind of
we kind of already discussed that.
Yeah, we discussed that.
The other thing, too, that they're advertising tonight on SmackDown is that they're going to make official the Usos versus the Wyatt family for the tag titles.
Yeah, and Adam Rose and Swagger possibly, too.
I could see the Wyatt family winning the tag titles, though.
Mm-hmm. There has been a push for them.
No, I don't see it happening. They're too terrible. But anyways, due to time constraint, let's go to the last part of the show tonight. Superstar Spotlight we've been doing the last few weeks. We wanted to have our nice Sports King's career, or, CEO, whatever he is, on the like. It's his boy, but he had other plans, I guess. GM. So the spotlight tonight is Randy Orton. Eric, give a little backstory of what you think makes Orton, a top player in the game.
Well, actually, back when he debuted in his younger days with the Evolution and his little bit of longer hair and less tattoos and cocky attitude, I actually liked Orton. He had a lot of potential, and the attitude, that was his biggest thing, being the youngest champion ever before for the WWE title. It was great. He went well. Burden by Light as his theme was perfect. And then it just, when he changed his character to the Crazy Viper, yeah, it played it off very well. And then he just kept dying and going down and going down and going down. And I don't know. He needs to do something to switch up his character to bring it back. I mean, he's been a heel. He went to face. Nobody liked him. Went back to heel. Nobody seems to care as much as they used to.
All right. Well, John, it's undeniable. I mean, what Eric said makes a good point, but it's undeniable that Randy Orton is a talent in the ring. He's good at putting people over. He's good on the mic. His in-ring skills are good. What is it about him that people just can't grab a hold of lately? I mean, he had his heyday. Don't get me wrong, where he was loved by everybody, even as a heel. Sometimes, I used to think Randy Orton was the coolest looking guy ever in the WWE. I got a half sleeve of skull tattoos because I thought they were the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life on him. You know what I mean? So, what do you think it is now that people are grasping or grabbing hold of again?
Well, I think when he first started, no pun intended, up until about a year and a half ago, he was able to evolve. He evolved his character, and he rolled with the times. He went out of the business for a while because he couldn't stop, puff puff passing. But he's been able to evolve. The punt kick. He was a great heel. The worst thing that ever happened to him was turning face, though. I think he's one of those characters that should have always been heel once he joined Evolution. Except for when he won the title, that was a great story when Evolution turned on him. But after that, when he turned heel again, he should never have gone face. He just lost it, and then the PG era is not helping him. I think Randy Orton would have been great in the Attitude Era if he had more ability to be less PG. The punt kick, that's great. That's not really something you should show on TV. He had great matches with Mick Foley back in a few years ago, some great hardcore matches that you just can't do anymore because there's no blood. I think the company's really hurt the character of Randy Orton, and he's there collecting a paycheck as a top guy now. It's just what it feels like. Something has to happen with him again. I agree with what Eric said.
No, see, I'm here and there. I mean, I think that Orton, like you guys both pointed out, when he came into WWE, it was just amazing. That attitude he had, that cockiness that I'm better than you, and he was 19 years old, and he was better than 90% of the people in the locker room. I love that about him. I love how he went after it. Obviously the personal troubles, the wife thing, losing his wife, getting caught with the weed, and getting in trouble a lot didn't help. What I think killed Randy Orton's career, he wasn't dead until recently, I think, was when he sided with the Authority against Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan was so over. It could have been Hulk Hogan going against Daniel Bryan, and Hulk Hogan would have got booed. If whoever they put in that light, with the Authority to be the face of the company and the first, combined champion or whatever, I think they were destined to be screwed because the fans are going to hate him. Orton still has an amazing skill set in the ring. He still sells everything better than 90% of the people out there. He's still very good at putting people over. He knows his role very well, but at the same time, you can tell he's not getting pushed over. He's not like the Kane who will do anything they say. You know what I mean? He's got his own way of doing things. He's not John Cena. Yes, sir, no, sir, whatever. I'll do it exactly how you want it on the TV. He'll get the job done how you want it done eventually in the end, but the path there is a little crooked compared to what they want. You know what I mean? And that's what I like about him. And, I don't hate Randy Orton. I think that they've created a really bad character with this Authority Evolution 2.0 character. So, with that being said, you guys got anything else to say?
Maybe we'll see a change though after this pay-per-view. Maybe we'll
hopefully. I think with Batista leaving, we might have to see a change because Evolution is not going to be there.
Yeah, maybe we'll get a good character.
Yeah, but all right, Eric, give me your handle real quick.
That's at the personality gun on Twitter.
JJ, you're muted, John. Oh, we may have lost John. Is JJ underscore 28 on Twitter? I think we may have lost him. He's frozen.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
But yeah, but check us out at sports-kings.com /ringkings. We're on Twitter at ringkingssk. Find us on Facebook at ringkingssk. We're always around. You got any questions? Head us up on Twitter. Till the next time. See ya.
Later.